Jesus, the light of the world.
Whoa!
Let me tell you a story, Luke 15th chapter. As Pharisees and teachers were not pleased with Jesus eating with sinners and tax collectors. Luke 15 verses 1 to 3. So Jesus told the story of the shepherd and lost sheep, lady and lost coin, and father and lost sons. One of you had 100 sheep and lost one. Wouldn't you leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the lost one until you found it? When found, you can be sure you would put it across your shoulders, rejoicing, and when you got home call in your friends and neighbors, saying, "Celebrate with me. I've found my lost sheep." Count on it, there's more joy in heaven over one sinner's rescued life than over 99 good people in no need of rescue. Pharisees considered shepherd as unclean profession. Teachers stressed God's forgiveness for the repentant, but not his seeking sinners out. As the shepherd friends rejoice when he finds that which was lost, so do God's friends rejoice when he recovers what was lost to him. Thus Jesus' accusers who resent his fellowship with sinners he seeks to restore may not be God's friend. Here the sheep was lost outside. Suppose a woman has 10 silver coins and loses one. Doesn't she light a lamp, sweep the house, and search carefully until she finds it? And when she finds it, she calls her friends and neighbors together and says, "Rejoice with me, I have found my lost coin." In the same way, I tell you, there is rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. Pharisees were generally unimpressed with the moral character of women and though valuing care for the poor. The rough stone floors of poor homes had many crevices between the stones, into which coins and fragments of pottery fell so often. By sweeping with a broom, she might hope to hear the coin rattle against the floor. The angels in the heaven generally took great interest in God's working on earth. Here the coin was lost inside. There was once a man who had 2 sons. Eldest son and youngest son. One day youngest son asked his father,
"Father, I want right now what's coming to me."
Asking father the inheritance was unheard in early times and meant that, "Father, I wish you were already dead." If it is done, it is considered as the act of rebellion and father could have beaten him or worse. So the father divided property between them. The father did not beat him but gave him the inheritance. Even that costed him his dignity in the society. It wasn't long before the younger son packed his bags and left for a distant country. There, undisciplined and dissipated, he wasted everything he had. After he had gone through all his money, there was a bad famine all through that country and he began to feel it. He signed on with a citizen there who assigned him to his fields to slop the pigs. He was so hungry he would have eaten the corn cobs in the pig slop, but no one would give him any. Here youngest son was lost outside. That brought him to his senses. He said,
"All those farmhands working for my father sit down to 3 meals a day, and here I am starving to death. In going back to my father, he'll say to him, 'Father, I've sinned against God, I've sinned before you, I don't deserve to be called your son. Take me on as a hired hand.'"
He got right up and went home to his father. When he was still a long way off, his father saw him. His heart pounding, he ran out, embraced him, and kissed him. The son started his speech.
"Father, I've sinned against God, I've sinned before you, I don't deserve to be called your son ever again."
But the father wasn't listening. He was calling to the servants.
"Quick! Bring a clean set of clothes and dress him. Put the family ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Then get a prize-winning heifer and roast it. We're going to feast. We're going to have a wonderful time. My son is here, given up for dead and now alive. Given up for lost and now found."
Father as an elder in Jewish community coming running is like that is putting away his dignity. And he is coming like that towards the son who went from home and made him lose his face. And kissing on his face represents that the son is still his family. The robe is from father. The rings symbolize giving him back his sonship. And servant are not allowed to wear sandals inside the house. So all together, Father is taking him back not as a servant but as son. This shows the Father is loving Father. As the youngest son came back with just thinking that he could survive better under his father as a servant than staying outside eating pig food. But the love he received from Father touched him and made him repent. All this time, his older son was out in the field. When the day's work was done, he came in. As he approached the house, he heard the music and dancing. Calling over one of the houseboys, he asked,
What was going on?
Your brother came home. Your father has ordered a feast, barbecued beef, because he has him home safe and sound.
The older brother stomped off in an angry sulk and refused to join in. His father came out and tried to talk to him, but he wouldn't listen. The son said,
Look, how many years I've stayed here serving you, never giving you one moment of grief, but have you ever thrown a party for me and my friends? Then this son of yours who has thrown away your money on horrors shows up and you go all out with a feast.
Here the eldest son did not greet his father, which shows that the father again lost his dignity.
Son, you don't understand. You're with me all the time, and everything that is mine is yours. But this is a wonderful time, and we had to celebrate. This brother of yours was dead, and he's alive. He was lost, and he's found.
Here the eldest son was lost inside. The eldest son stayed with father all the time. He thought he knew his father well, which he didn't expect that the love of his father can forgive his brother, which he didn't know his father's love well enough. He saw his father as just and fair, but he doesn't know the depth of his love. Here eldest son is compared to Pharisees and teachers of law, being a self-righteous person, considered good people in the eyes of man, and here youngest son is compared to tax collectors and sinners, considered bad people in the eyes of man. The tax collectors and sinners were the people who were lost outside. There is possibility that they will repent when they touched by the love of God. The Pharisees and teachers of law were the people who lost inside. Is there any possibility that they will repent? What does it mean by being lost?
Ten, nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Being lost is when you stop enjoying God's love in your life and thinking Him as just and fair only.